What's good? It's your boy Choco.
And your girl Galaxy. And we are Chokin Galaxy. We're back. Did you miss us? Hey, what are we doing today?
Today we're reacting to Kingdom Hearts 3 with a side of salt. Hey, I actually just beat Kingdom Hearts 3 yesterday, 2 days ago. Yeah. And yeah,
he was not too happy.
No, I was happy about it, but you know, I expected way more. But hey, I'm gonna get into that a little bit after the video, and I'm going to do a separate review of Kingdom Hearts 3, the whole entire game, on my channel, which is Choctivity. So yeah, wait for that. Yeah, Ghetto Kingdom Hearts 3 though, it's gonna be in the link in the bio. So yeah, let's get into this.
May your fart be your guiding key. Boy, I'm mature. So, Kingdom Hearts 3, the game that is essentially a self-insert fanfiction written by a 14-year-old, with the key difference being that people actually want to see it, is finally out after however many years. And honestly, even though I've been playing it, I still don't truly believe that it's released, and I still think that one day I'm just gonna wake up and find it gone with a note from Disney like, you didn't actually think it was happening, did you? But before that happens, I can enjoy this vivid hallucination that is in fact Kingdom Hearts 3. This is the third mainline entry, but in order to sort of understand it, you gotta play some others spanning across multiple consoles and companies. And even then, you'll still probably be confused, because even when the game spells it out for you, you generally just sit there like, eh? Don't worry, though, this isn't, oh haha, you fucking idiots, Kingdom Hearts is so simple to understand. Because the game isn't very easy to understand, because everyone wants it to be more than it is. Everyone with an X in their name is bad, and they want to beat up all the Soras, and they'll repeatedly tell you in-game how dumb you are for not understanding a plot point that's totally been around since the first game, and never ever retconned, right? Also, everyone has duplicates, and they are totally the same person as the person they duplicated, so it doesn't matter that it's an evil Baymax and that you have Baymax standing right next to you. This is a really hard choice. What should you do? Dude, I'm right here. But fuck that. Look, it's Olaf. It's Olaf from the Frozen series. Buy his fucking merchandise. Go to the digital store and buy the Olaf theme and the Olaf avatar and the Olaf dickwormer. In Kingdom Hearts, you press X to win, get tragic with magic, and just kind of wave to Disney characters until Mr. Plot shows up to tell you what you should be feeling. I am a fan of the series. I like its tone. It's Sora Donald, goofy, awkward, and charming. That is a bad joke. You can get involved in the plot if you want, or you can just sit back and enjoy seeing familiar characters interact with the one-dimensional wooden plank of a main character called Sora. But you know, normally I'll rag on characters for being super duper boring and predictable, but I feel like old Sora gets a slight pass because I kind of think that's what he's supposed to be. Just this walking trope that's easy to insert as. It's not Sora hanging out with the toys from Toy Story, it's me! Oh wow! Look at how much everyone loves me! Look at how popular I am. The game starts out pretty fucking awkward. The opening song sounds like an AMV, which I guess is pretty fitting for the series, but all I could think of was those old Windows Movie Maker intros, because this song would be perfect for those. Or I guess some cringy Minecraft channel opening. There's a part of me that thinks half of this game was recorded at a different time, or was supposed to be an extended preview like whatever Aqua's demo was. Tangled was one of the first areas showcased, and that alongside Olympus just have some insanely gritting scenes with gigantic pauses between lines, without any music to accompany it.
Yes.
How were you just talking about this?
Yo. Oh my gosh.
He was ranting about this to me like the other day. He was so mad. He said,
yo, whoever edited that, give that, no, honestly, I can re-edit the whole thing for free. I really will.
Let's get back to it.
How you doing?
Damn.
My name's Flynn Rider. How's your day going? Huh?
Who else knows my location, Flynn Rider?
It just kind of feels
why did that take so
sometimes,
long?
like when there's a little girl in distress and Thebes, and Herc's like, hey guys, get on my statue because I'm strong. And he throws them randomly into the sky, and then it just kind of fades to the trio standing around the little girl who's there like,
thanks for rescuing me, which you totally did.
Yo, that's so crazy, bro. Oh my gosh. When I was playing the Hercules scene, it was cool because, you know, I was like, everyone's back, it's dope. But I was just looking at the dialogue. I was like, did they finish this game? Like,
bye. I was actually worried in the beginning because it was just so cringy, but the game quickly picks up after the whole 2.9 bullshit. The worlds are good and bad. I found the worlds that had a unique story significantly more interesting than the worlds that just kind of followed the movies. There was hardly any variation in those, and just kind of had Sora shoehorned in. Sometimes in such a weird way that it just kind of seemed like he was green screened over the scene. Like, see if you can tell the difference between the original scene and the Kingdom Hearts scene.
I am a despicable human being.
It does though.
I am a despicable human being.
Damn.
best day ever!
Now everybody's just gonna talk about my weight or how I don't look like my avatar.
That's bad.
Not to mention,
bro.
it's almost palpable how much of a vice grip Disney had on the Frozen World. It seems rushed as fuck, whether it's from the watermark in the complete rendition of Let It Go to just the boring midway point and unappealing
Wait, they had a watermark in there? No, wait, hold on.
Vice grip Disney had on the Frozen World. It seems rushed as fuck, whether it's from the water...
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Look, there's like this right there too.
Arc in the
bad.
complete rendition of Let It Go to just the boring midway point and unappealing soundtrack.
Think that's all of him?
But boy, wasn't it cool when Anna struggled to talk over herself, singing "Do You Want to Build a Snowman?" Oh my god, I love this song so much. I get that companies try to include advertisements and such, but the entirety of the Frozen world just felt like a fucking commercial to get me to see a movie I've seen. Again. And by that Olaf even when I thought things might get interesting by giving Marshmallow more of a focus, he gets fucked off before he can interact with any of the characters past his allotted movie time. Easily the worst area, but I kind of figured that going in, so I just kind of pushed through. At least they had a pretty cool boss fight to make up for it. Plus, in the worlds that follow the movies, they just kind of expect you to know the movie, which I guess is fair since they are major Disney titles and you are playing a Disney game, but still, I know plenty of Disney fans who haven't seen Tangled, which they should because it's better than Frozen. Anyway, who would probably be confused about
I've never
80%
seen
of that
Frozen.
world. Like,
I've never
why
seen
does
either.
Eugene need the satchel, and why does he just fuck off after the boat now that the twins are apparently removed? Why is Eugene the best Disney character? I know the answer to all of those, do you? Sometimes it's just kind of awkward having a Final Fantasy type character like Sora around in these movies anyway. Oh my god, Eugene's dying! Nah, it's cool, I got cured. Oh. Speaking of Final Fantasy, I found it really odd that there weren't any Final Fantasy characters.
Oh my
As far as
God.
I'm aware,
You
there's
just said this
Olympus,
too.
I was so mad.
Princess, the shops, and Final Fantasy spells. Sure, the fake game in Toy Story looks like Final Fantasy, but it isn't. It's super disappointing that all these characters who were close and relevant in other major titles just got shafted. Nary a mention or hint of their existence. There isn't even a Sephiroth battle, come on. I also keep saying awkward to describe things because a lot of this game is awkward. There's just no better way to describe it. Most of the minigames you have to play in each world are awkward. A lot of the random dialogue is awkward. The fact that 90% of the game is watch a cutscene, walk forward 2 steps, then have another cutscene with Sora gasping for air as he runs towards the camera, only to have a small battle after that followed by another cutscene, is awkward. At least they're a lot more enjoyable this time around. The animation on the unique scenes look kind of like a step below an actual movie. And even the normal talky scenes with the canned animations look a lot more natural since they're accompanied by flattering camera angles or changes, along with the characters actually turning in their animation instead of the robotic, "Let me rotate to face you and then do my explain animation." I do like the combat of this game a lot. Sure, the game throws a million fucking tutorials your way at the start, but once you get past that, it's pretty enjoyable. Not in that, oh, after 10 hours it gets good bullshit, just in a, okay, you got past the first world, we can tone the tutorials down way. Once I got a handle on the flow motion abilities, form changes, magic, shot put, dick stroking summons, I made sure to fight basically any encounter that popped up, because I was having a blast stringing shit together. I'd throw out a butt ton of magic with a shooting star or ever after, and then swap to my heaviest hitting blade while my mana recovered. There's a lot of options to approach and fight fiends in this, which is always a breath of fresh air. At least until you realize how stupidly busted magic is, and then just spend your fights using that. Most of the things that were added or brought back in earlier titles, I find enjoyable. Not a big fan of the walk-up glowing walls, especially because it just makes it that much more confusing when Sora sits there in a cutscene with an enemy atop a very flat wall and he's just like, oh, it's not glowing, so I guess I'm fucked! Also, I found the attractions very unnecessary. I didn't feel accomplished by smacking an enemy with a ring around him and then having a glorified 30-second cutscene showing off a Disney ride. More often than not, I just started to instantly finish them to continue to the fun parts. I did think the combat would be a clusterfuck, and it sort of is, but it's less apparent when you're the one playing. I think tying so many commands to triangle is a bit tedious, and I did fuck up a lot and either finish my form change early because I forgot to cycle, or I'd wind up doing flashy shit when trying to open a fucking chest. Maybe I'm remembering wrong too, but there felt to be a distinct lack of summons. I got through a good chunk of the worlds and I only netted a few of them, only one of which was kinda useful. Plus they were all just attack minigames. Here's a shitty drink! The gummy ship I actually enjoyed this time around. Normally those sections turned into big old chores for me, but I liked being able to navigate an overworld of sorts and find secrets and treasures, while avoiding combat if I felt like it. It honestly sort of reminded me of Skyward Sword, like if the sky in that game was fun. When you do feel like adding some grind, you can seek out enemies or gummy bosses to gain experience, which allows you to add more blocks to your ship. Most of the fights are just kind of mindless, hyper, space invadey stuff, but I don't really think they need to be much more complicated than that. Most of the enemy designs and boss fights were outstanding. I was eager to see the boss of each area, not only on how I'd fight them, but to see how they looked. They also ramped up the difficulty as most mob fights were just kind of mash X or magic, But a lot of later bosses need you to counter or block as opposed to just dodging. It felt pretty great to block a big attack and then smack them right in their face and go, no! Bad fartless. The graphics are a bit of a mixed bag. Certain areas look extremely plastic, and no, not just the Toy Story world. The entire Frozen section looks incredibly bland, and immediately after it, you're hit with the Pirates world, which... hot damn. Why doesn't the rest of the game look like this? It doesn't even have to be realistic, but just look at how great Donald and Goofy look. But despite all the awkwardness of this game, I can't help but enjoy it. It's just kind of wholesome fun. Maybe it's nostalgia, maybe it's just my love of Disney, but even with the cringy dialogue, I still found myself smiling and giggling more often than not. It was really nice to see some extra representation of movies I loved. I especially liked the Monsters Inc. world and how it was just kind of a continuation from the movie instead of a repeat.
Close it, quick!
I'm dead. That's the dude. That's Vince.
I didn't really care too much about the back and forth with the organization, since most encounters boiled down to Sora being like, fuck you, my fart is strong, or my fart is filled with darkness. And then Donald chiming in like, hey Sora, you fucking suck, you cuck. The grind of the game is pretty fun too for those that enjoy it, but it's not entirely necessary. You can upgrade your Keyblade or forge items with various stuff you find strewn about. You can also cook in this title thanks to Donald and Goofy never shutting the fuck up about the possibility of there being ingredients here. But the cooking just brings up a big old plot point. Remy is clearly the most powerful character because he can do what Xehanort and the organization have been unable to accomplish. Control Sora against his will. The old Xehanort is bald for a reason, you guys. He knows. As I make this video, I still haven't finished the game, so take my opinion on it as you will, but I do really enjoy this title despite the cringe. I've been playing it as much as possible, and it's really difficult to put down in the middle of a world. The difficulty is rather lacking, as Proud Mode in this is basically standard in Kingdom Hearts 2. But that's just making me want to learn how to speedrun it on beginner mode. Definitely a title to keep your interest, and honestly, if you haven't been following the series and you think it looks fun, go ahead and pick it up. Where else could you find Woody tell off a fucking Animu that his edginess is dumb? All you need to know is Sora has like 50 farts in him and the X-Men want him. Look at that! I made it through an entire video without poking fun at the fandom.
This was you, bro. He FaceTimed me outside playing with his fucking Keyblade in the snow like 2 days ago, bro. If y'all want, I can insert the clip in the next video. Just let me know.
Fuck. I had to do it.
Yeah, man. Kingdom Hearts 3. I finished the game and I give it an 8 myself. To be honest, I just think some of it was just rushed and like it just wasn't that hard. Like honestly, what I really miss. I know y'all, some of y'all Kingdom Hearts fans, but if y'all play 2 and 1, like just the original fighting style, like how it was like so hard to like beat a boss, and like what I didn't like about like the bosses, it was just a random heartless every time. Like why in Hercules world, why didn't we fight Hercules like how they did in 2? Or why in freaking or Hades? Why didn't in Tangled? Why didn't we fight the mom? Why didn't we fight like the real people? Like I don't know, just every boss fight was just a random heartless. And the end was actually kind of dope though, like how it switched over to like the gear. But honestly, I feel like they should have put that in, incorporated that the end kind of more into like the main story, because the end just felt like it was very, very short and they had a lot of stuff to capitalize on that they couldn't because of so much little time they had. Yeah. But
I didn't play the game, but I was there with him throughout all of it, and like kind of what I told him, like kind of my take on why it turned out this way is because since it has been so long, they kind of want to appeal to like a younger audience now, and they do kind of want to capture like new fans, and that's why they have the Frozen and the Tangled and all that. So it's like it does kind of make sense why they made those choices, just from a like purely like money perspective, because it's like, you know, they gotta sell copies. But he was a little bit disappointed.
No, it was good though. Hey, I know they're making a 4 because that's secret ending. Hey, I'm not trying to spoil it. Don't hate me for that, but collect all those emblems so you can get the secret ending. But hey guys, get Kingdom Hearts in the link below. Episode 2 is coming out, I think, next week. Yep. So on CHOCtivity.
Thank you guys for watching. Check out our main channels, Galaxy Girl, CHOCtivity.
Get Kingdom Hearts below.
Yeah, and like always, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what we should react to next, and we will see you very soon.
Patreon soon. Get Kingdom Hearts below.
Pretty little girl, pretty little girlfriend, pretty little girl, pretty little girlfriend, pretty little girl, pretty little girlfriend, girlfriend. I could